Hey guys, it's your girl, Dr. Nakita Nicci, and we are here with another SHEEN Magazine exclusive. I am so excited about this episode today, but let me go ahead and get started with my girls. First and foremost, I want to introduce my co-host, Laura Miller, Teia Burroughs, but the woman of the hour, our special guest today, Kellie Bowman of Dr. Sebi's daughters. And listen, she is a wellness coach, nurse, speaker, entrepreneur, and she is literally the goddaughter of the Fountain of Youth. So welcome, 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 Queen. Thank you so much for joining us today. How are you?
I'm good. It's so good to be here with all you ladies, you beautiful ladies. I can't wait to chop it up.
Yes, and you are absolutely stunning, by the way. And speaking of,
like, okay, is it in the seaweed that your skin
I'm
looks
just saying,
right?
was it that rose water situation? Let me go get it real quick.
Rose water from my face don't look like that.
It's literally sea moss and stingless bee honey, and I drink water a lot. I drink water, yeah.
Stingless bee honey.
Yup. See,
and you just do what? What do you do?
So I do have a person that does an anesthetist that does my facials. When you get my age, I always felt like women, 30s, 40s, I remember those years. But in my 50s now, I wanted to make sure that I'm giving more, into my body, because as we get older, we deplete. So right about my late 40s, I was like, you know what? I'm going to step my game up. I want to start bringing in some of the things my dad did in his late 40s. So, did he do all the facials? No, but he did a lot of hydration. He did a lot of steaming. And so I do those things. But I also, as a woman, I like my skin to be tight if possible and shiny. So I go with the things that I know that he taught me. So the sea moss that we carry over at SebisDaughters.com in gel form, I just take that, and then I get some stingless bee honey that comes from out of the country as well. I put that on there, let it sit 45 minutes, work it out.
I'm doing that
every Sunday.
I'm doing that because when you said 50 something, I was like, what?
No, but then again, her dad he looked like he was 60.
Yes.
He left, maybe 62, maybe.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm doing that. I'm doing that.
So, like, how did this work? What was it like?
On that 50s part, because I looked at a 37-year-old when she came through the Zoom, and I was like, she's not right. I thought she was younger than me. I thought you were younger than me for real. Like, she's a woman, but she's a mature woman because she's wise, not because she looks mature. You know what I'm saying? Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Right now, I'm steaming for the rest of the interview. Don't play with me.
Yes. It's even on the road, you guys, even on the road. Because think about it, like I live in Georgia now. The weather is humid. It's good for the skin. When I go to Honduras, it's humid. It's good for the skin. So I kind of figure all year round, if possible, but it's real hot here, that if I do my, little regimen with, warm air humidifier, just a few, like an hour or something on Sunday, and then hit it with a full bowl of ice just to, get the pores. It's just been, this is the way I've been. Some people have different things they learn from their parents, but, as a daughter of Dr. Sebi, and I look just like him. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to make this as pretty as possible because it's a man's face. So we just gonna have to work this out.
Yeah, listen, and he was a good looking man. I mean, like, and he been through. They were sending our friend through the ringer out here in these streets. Like, speaking of, like, one of the things I've always wondered, like, you've learned a lot of methods. Like, what would be the biggest thing? Because, like, when I think of Dr. Sebi and I think about you, even what you do in general, we're always talking about CMOS, right? So we know we got that part. What would be another one thing that every person should implement into their diet, no matter what?
No matter what, biggest secret, biggest detoxifier, spring water. So, one of the things that people don't realize is that I know we push water. So now we're at the point where we're putting fruit in our water, we're putting vegetables in our water, but all water is not created equal. So just like my dad, it sent me on a journey to find the healthiest water that I could in spring, spring water in Georgia. So I actually found it, and I needed it for me, but I offered it to my clients. So spring water is very important. It has the highest level of minerals. You don't want to do the purified. You're not looking for reverse osmosis. You need pure spring water. And that's what's going to feed your body at the cellular level, hydrate the body, and allow it to detox properly. See, the goal of what we do with Sebi's daughters is to offer you the best level of quality in food, in food sources, so that your body can turn over healthy cells. Now, what you do on your daily, my prayer is that you do well, but at least you know how to eat and drink.
Okay. Now, Dr. Sebi's daughters, that is your brand.
Yes.
Aside from you're not taking over your dad's brand or anything of this is your brand. This is Kellie's brand, right?
Sebi's daughters is me. I'm hoping I'm repping him the best way I know how. I didn't want to I'm not trying to recreate who everybody has a parent, and you could do your best to follow in your parents' footsteps, to take what they gave you and make it a foundation and principle in your life. But you are who you are. You're an individual. And that's what he taught me, is how to be an individual. And so I love myself, and then to be, honest with myself and committed to myself like he was committed to himself. I have to move in that progressive way that made sense for Kellie. So I just took sea moss and I rolled it into soap. I made it into lip balm. I put it into my butters. I just kept going and going. But then I started to, get into the woman, in the woman's experience, because I am his daughter. And I remember talks when I had to talk to my dad about my period. Mm-hmm. How about that? The Dr. Sebi had to walk with me. I think we were in Brooklyn at the time. We were our store in Brooklyn. And I was talking to him, and he started talking to me about the herbs that were involved for a woman. Now, he may not ever know what it makes her feel like, because he's not a woman, but he sure knew the ones to help me with. So this walk has taken place since I was in my early teens. So I just appreciate what he showed me for my children. So, and for others. So I always give it up to him in that way, because I don't think people realize it was bigger than just the CMOS movement. It was bigger than just the court case. This is supposed to change the way we look at food that heals our body.
Okay, so I'm so glad you just said that, because I woke up this morning to Nature's Gift, right? And it's like the first couple of days are the hardest for me. So what are some things that you would recommend to kind of ease what a woman goes through during that time of month?
So first I have to look at you before the period happened, before
okay,
what was your experiences with food prior to this? Because as you purge during that time, it will tell me a lot about what your experiences are with food. See, we don't realize that this purging of the body is to rid your body of toxins, and so your body can be ready, because you're a life giver. But right. The pain that comes along with it, the aches, the attitude, the things that come, it's removing things from your body that are there. So I always ask my ladies questions. What are you eating that drives this to, bring you pain? And so when I look at what people are eating, and I'm going to tell you something, people love chicken. I'm not being mean when I say chicken is the devil, but what it does to the body can cause inflammation. So one of the things that we have at Sebi's Daughters is called Inner Woman. So I blended these botanical blends from when I was 15, and I was starting to, have these issues, but I know what my real issue was. I used to like to eat little things that my friend gave me, and I used to do little things. And so it adds up at the end of the month or the beginning of the month to see, what your body is actually going through, because it doesn't have to be painful, and it doesn't have to be over 4 days. But it's just how we're tying in to our food sources that makes the difference. This is why I say how women eat are so vital to the life that they give themselves and to their children. So when you think about your food, are you eating with that in mind? Are we eating with our body's life experience in mind?
Okay. I can honestly say probably not. So is there something that I should be eating more of like during that time as it's starting to come?
Stay away from the dairy, Teia. Okay.
Dairy is, but I'm going to be honest, chicken is inflammatory. So for women who have guts that they can't get rid of, and it's a problem the older we get, or you know, they get pretty sad, mad, and glad all in the same minute. The hormonal exchange that happens with eating certain foods, such as you know, meat, it causes this experience in the body. But what I would say, red raspberry tea brings you all the way in. It gives your body the minerals that it requires at that time. It kind of lowers that you know, unhealthy response, that mood change. But then, you know, so my thought always is, if we go to the natural to, you know, help these things, red raspberry tea is awesome. That means that we need to stay over there. It's not just for our, you know, once a month, you know, challenge, but how about if we apply it to the rest? Maybe we'll see things a little differently at work. Maybe that girl who